Hey guys, this is Chloe Cox, Star Director for Anchored Scents, and today I'm going to be talking with you about home parties. So, how many of you guys have probably had home parties before or been to home parties actually that have been terrible? I know I have, and so every home party that I have, the main thing I want them to do is have fun. I want them to have the best party experience they have ever had. For any direct sales company, I want them wanting to come back for more. I want them booking, all of those things. So I want you to think about that for the first part of this, what I'm going to be talking about, because a lot of people think that when they have home parties, you have to have the strategic plan, and you do need a plan, which is I'm going to go through the way I run mine. But at the same time, you need to make it seem what it is, simple, fun. You want to do Scentsy's core values, to warm, to enliven, to inspire. That is what you want to create as memories and new customers with all of these guests that are going to be here. So I named this topic that I'm going to be talking about connecting, engaging, and practicing, because that is what it's all about, is practicing. Just like anything that you try and do, any sport, any hobby, you have got to practice. So it's the same with home parties. I firmly believe that. When I first started them, I was terrible at booking parties. I didn't even do party bookings. I didn't even really share the opportunity. So I've learned through practicing the way to do things that work for me. So hopefully you can take some of these tips and make them work for you as well. So I'm going to first go over just a list of what I actually bring to my home parties. You know that you do not have to bring everything under the sun to your home party. Okay? Really, the most important thing they want to see, you guys, they want to see a warmer and wax, and they want to smell the scents. So you get all of those things in your starter kit, so know that what comes in there is enough if you're a new consultant watching this video. And then know that whenever you close your first party and you have the Hostess Rewards, you can get a diffuser. You can get all these other things that you want to have. So then for your next home party that you have, bring your stuff from home that's your personal items to show and to share so they can try it out. They can look at it. You do not need all of these things, but I'm going to share with you what I bring to mine. Now, I do arrive an hour early, by the way, for the setup for the party. You want the hostess to be aware that, you're coming at this time. Make sure that she has her guest list ready. Make sure that she's called them, followed up with them, knows how many are going to arrive. That all falls into hostess coaching, which I'm not going to go over, but know that that is a crucial part to having a successful home party. There's no point in having a home party when you don't have but one or two people come. You want that host to get the most with that party. So another thing that I do with hostess coaching, but I won't get into actual hostess coaching, the details, there's a lot of stuff, by the way, in the training center and on YouTube with hostess coaching. But I make sure that the hostess, as she's following up with every single person she wants to invite, now this is not following up via Facebook, this is following up via phone or text. I want her to make it as personal as possible. Now, and if she's inviting them to a home party, she should kind of have their number, right? I would hope so. But I tell her to tell everyone to bring a hand towel, and that is because we wash a load of laundry whenever we start the party. And so by the end of the party, they leave with a brand new sample. So I love that, of what the laundry care is. They can actually smell it, bring it home, and be like, wow, that smells just like Honeymoon Hideaway, just like she said. So I do tell the hostess to tell all of her guests that, and that also gets them like, why does she want me to bring a hand towel? Like, what is this for? What are we doing with this? So it's actually really exciting to get her to do that and to tell the guests to bring one. I also make sure that the host smells every scent beforehand. She gets them a week before, so she smells all the scents, she looks through the catalog, she makes her wish list, so by the time we're ready to do the party, she's already going to feel overwhelmed enough with all the guests, and if she's cooking with the food and all those things. So I want her wish list to be done. And also, when the host does her wish list ahead of time, you know exactly what her goal needs to be for that party. So you can tell her, hey, Jessica, look, you want like all this stuff. You want like 5 warmers. Ooh, and you want a diffuser. We need to go ahead. I'm going to map out how many free and half off products that you need to be able to get all of this half off and free. So you set that goal so she knows, dang, I need to go ahead. Let me make sure these people are coming. You want to get her hyped for that party. So whenever you come an hour early, I make sure that I go ahead and put 3 beads on the host's neck as well, which I'll talk about. It's a booking bead game. Very easy. And I go ahead and start to set everything up. So I'm going to tell you guys what I bring, my little checklist, and you can take from that whatever you want to bring. You can add to it. It's your party, right? So I bring a lampshade warmer, by far the top seller. Best seller. It sells all the time. Lampshade warmers are gorgeous. They're beautiful. They come in neutrals colors, the cream tulip, so they're great gifts. And they start off at a pretty good price, right? So pretty good PRV for each one. So I bring a lampshade warmer, a deluxe or premium warmer, a nightlight, an element warmer. Sometimes I bring an element warmer. I always bring the warmer of the month if I still have it, if I haven't sold it yet. And then I bring a diffuser. I have booked so many parties off the diffuser. So I encourage you, if you don't have a diffuser yet, when you close your next party for your half off, that's your own party, I encourage you to get one, because them visually seeing it, it does a ton of difference. I bring 1 bar at least. Most of the time I bring a 6-pack so they can visually see what a 6-pack of bars looks like. They combine and save. I bring old wax because I want to show them how to change their warmer very easily using the cotton ball method. Typically, I'll bring my cream tulip shade warmer from home, and then when it's time for me to go over how to change their wax, I'll go ahead and turn my I'll already have my cream tulip shade warmer on. That old wax I've had sitting in there for a few days has no scent left, and I'll do the cotton ball method. Put them in there, drop them in there, throw them away. Normally I'll, keep a little bag beside me so I can throw them right in there in case the hostess doesn't have a trash can right there. And so that is why I bring the old wax. Warmer and scent of the month if you have it. Testers, all of them. You want the party testers, which that's what comes in your kit. Anything you have from the Scentsy Skin, Groom, Clean, any of those lines, anything that doesn't come in your kit that you've ordered, if you have it from home, guys, bring it. It does not have to be inventory on hand, untouched items for parties. I like things that typically are used, as far as like I'll bring a Scentsy, I'll bring like the Velvet Hand Cream, the Body Souffle, because I like them to try it. Those are testers. So I love for them to try them at parties, and I like for them to smell them and those kinds of things. But in terms of bringing stuff from home, like if you have warmers at home, bring those to your parties. You don't have to order stuff just for home parties. I just want to make sure y'all understood that. And I always bring a Laundry Love set. It's right from my laundry room. I bring my own laundry room set that I already have for when we wash a load of laundry. A giveaway prize with a card, a handwritten card, and host join info for the giveaway game that I do. And then I bring a Hostess Gift with join info, of course. I bring a basket party on hand. I have my calendar there on hand. I bring a change bag for anybody that pays with cash. An extension cord in case you need to plug in multiple warmers. I also have a warmer box, like a warmer stand. So a lot of people make them, but, those are really good if you want to actually show, be able to plug a whole bunch of warmers into one place. They have outlets all over them. Also, let's see, I bring a tablecloth, a table for setup. Now, you can ask the hostess. You can see if she has a big table that's in a good area. You can set up there, but typically you want the table to be around where everyone's going to be sitting when you actually do your little Scentsy spill. That way, when you're showing them stuff, when you're showing them how to change the wax, or whatever you're showing them in your presentation, they can see it. So you want to have that arranged with the hostess. They may have a folding table, so ask them a week in advance. That's the purpose of hostess coaching as well. You want to make sure that that hostess has everything in place, ready to go, that you have everything in place, ready to go, so not the day of you're like, hey, do you have a table? That's terrible. You do not want to do that. So make sure that you do have one on hand, though, just in case that she does not have one on hand, your hostess. You can get those at Walmart. They're pretty cheap. Catalogs, order forms, a like it, love it form, wish list, any specials, current buddies, pins, join info, a calculator, coffee beans, business cards, business grab bags. I make those, and I'm actually going to start that with this party I have coming up. As I was typing, I typed all this out, and as I was typing, I was like, you know what, it'd be really cool to make grab bags to have on hand for people at the party that work at doctor's offices or businesses where they could actually bring these grab bags, and it'll probably just have, I'll put some product list, a few felt samples, a few business cards, and my referral sheet that I put in my basket parties, just saying that for every referral they give me, they get a special gift from me, but that way they can take it to their business. I think that's genius. And also party game info. So booking beads, dice game, purse game, whatever you choose to do. There's a ton of games that you can look up on YouTube. There's a ton of games that you can get off the resources tab that Cincy offers for you that was just recently updated. There are a ton of games that you can do. And so I'll talk about the one I'm going to do. It's very easy, but it just works for me, but you do what works for you. So as I'm getting all that set up, I'm engaging the host. I'm letting her get the warmers out with me. I'm letting her see how easy it is really to be a consultant and to do what I do. Because, I mean, we get paid to party, which is super awesome. And then as the guests start to walk in, the most important thing that you can do to a guest when they walk in is look them in the eye and introduce yourself and be excited. You want them to see how excited you are for them to be here at this party. And then the next thing I do is I hand them the clipboard. So you probably heard me go over a few things that I bring, and you're probably like, what is a wish list? So I'm going to go over it really easy. A wish list is any kind of piece of paper that's a blank piece of paper. I like to use Cincy's because it makes it easy. It just says my Cincy wish list. It is in the family store. So the clipboards I use any kind of clipboards. I love using these little mini ones though because everything clips right to it. On the front, I put a Cincy wish list. And then underneath that, I have a Like It, Love It form. It's basically, it has every single scent, and I put my sticker at the bottom. I tell them to take this home and put it on their fridge or somewhere where they will be able to see it easily for reorder so they can know what scents they love. A catalog, the scent of the month and warmer of the month, and an order form. And I highlight at the top exactly what I want them to fill out. So, as they walk in, I hand them this. I'm super excited. And then I hand them a pen and tell them who I am and that they can go ahead and start smelling the scents. So I tell them, though, to not fill out their order form, or they don't even need to look at the catalog yet unless they want to just browse through. But all they need to do right now is smell and fill out this form right here that has all the scents. I do this because I used to have them wait until the party started. And I noticed that the problem is that when everybody's coming in, there's like that dead lag. And so you want people to start engaging immediately. So with them coming in, you coming up to them, introducing yourself, telling them how excited you are for them to be there, handing them that clipboard or whatever you want to use, and then bringing them over to where the scents are, you immediately engage them. So I like to separate my scents. I put them in baskets. And I actually made just little, it just says what the genre is of, or category that the scent is in. So these are some of the classics. But I did that because the little pictures, I think, can be kind of confusing to the customer as they're looking through trying to find what category they want to smell. Like the pictures that Cincy gives us, I think, are a little confusing. I wish I had the name on it for what category it was. But so I just made it very simple. Boom, printed it off, laminate it, done. So I have those sitting out. And what I'm doing, you guys, as they're walking in, is I'm telling them, this is what's going on over here. The host has some refreshments if she has refreshments, but I'm sitting down and I'm listening to them. I'm engaging with them. I'm learning what their jobs are. I'm learning what they do. I'm learning where they work. I'm learning if they have kids, because I want to see what prospect will they be. Are they going to be a really good customer? Are they going to be a really good referral? Are they going to be an awesome party guest or a party host? Or are they going to be really great to join my team? Could they use this money? And the point of taking that time to do that and to listen is you're going to see that they're going to start to build that trust with you. So they're going to start to trust you and build that relationship right off the bat. And as people come in one-on-one, with you having them smell the scents, you can kind of hop around like a little Cincy fairy and kind of come here and come there, smell the scents with them, get out some of your favorites, get out Luna, get out whatever, and just like smell with them. I love to smell with them and create new memories. And then when it's time for the party to start, I have everyone kind of gather around and sit down in the living room or wherever it's set up, and I immediately start to thank the host. Sorry, I have a little cheat sheet down here that I'm looking at in case I forget what I'm talking about, which happens a lot. And so I thank the host. I tell her how thankful I am for Jessica allowing me to come into her home to share Scentsy with her friends and her family, and I give her a hostess gift. I have her open it in front of everybody because typically, well, A, you want to show your new Scentsy customers that you are an awesome rep, that you take care of your customers. You want them to see that, and you want them to see that you value your host, that you value them as people, because I'm telling you guys, relationships are so important when you do any kind of network marketing or any kind of relationship marketing. It's all about relationships. So I want them to see that I care. So she opens it. It's generally something she's never used. So I like to do the counter cleans because I can get a 3-pack of those for half off, right? So I'm paying like $5 for each one, and they love it. It's a new product. I always want to introduce a new product. So I have her take it out, and then after that, I tell them what the beads are for on her neck. So booking beads are very simple. She can get rid of each necklace. Every necklace she gets rid of, that means that someone wants to book a party. And I tell them, I have my basket party sitting right there, so I hold it up, and I tell them, you know, if you're a busy, on-the-go person, a basket party would be perfect for you. If you're a social butterfly, a home party would be perfect for you. And I tell them, hey, Jessica's going to get all of her Scentsy free and half off tonight. She is excited about this, and I'm so excited to be able to get some of her shopping done for her for Christmas. So make it about them, explain the booking beads, and I love it. It's just very, very simple. Now, another thing that's in it for them, I tell them if they book a party that they get an extra half-off item when we close their party. Very important to know that. And I use the perpetual party reward for that, which is the extra half-off every consultant gets when they close party. So after that, I go straight in. Oh, and if the host gets all 3 beads off, because the host kind of gets like serious about it, like she's trying to get these beads off, I tell the host that she will get a free Laundry Love bundle, or she will get a free $45 warmer at the close of the 3rd party. Does that make sense? So she's closed all 3 parties. Now you're probably thinking, whoa, like that's a lot of money. Well, A, I'm going to use a half off, so I'm going to pay half off for the item. B, it's a tax write-off, and C, imagine all the customers you just got from those 3 parties, right? So think about that. Whenever you give, you're always going to receive. And Scentsy is so big on giving, and I love the fact that they are, because it really opens up your heart and makes you not so greedy in this business and shows you that, you know, sometimes if you do, you know, a little bit more, you're going to see the return in tenfold. So that is why I do that personally. And I use a half off, so I pay half off for it. Now, the next thing I do a hand raise. I say, hey, everybody raise your hand who is a Scentsy virgin. And they normally look at me and they're like, and I say, you've never used Scentsy. That's what that means. And so I'll have a few people raise their hands. Now, I do that because I want to see who my main targets are going to be for prospects, for buying, hosting, and joining, especially hosting, because these are people that have never used Scentsy. So I get really excited about my Scentsy virgins. And then I share my story. Very simple, right? You want to share. You want to connect. So going off that relationship aspect, you want to connect. You want them to know about a little bit about your life, where you work. Are you married? Do you have kids? Why did you join Scentsy? I always tell them all the trips I've been on. I tell them how it's blessed my family financially, all the bills that it's paid for, how I could stay out of maternity leave, an extra 2 weeks with no hospital pay because I'm a nurse. And I tell them I got to stay out extra because of Scentsy. They could supplement that pay. And so I'll forever be grateful for having this opportunity shared with me, because I wouldn't have been able to stay out an extra 2 weeks if it weren't for Scentsy. So share your story. You want to get on that personal level. Next thing, get straight into a game. I love a game. So I do the Mickey game, and it is a great game that a lot of directors actually created, and it's really cool. I love doing it. It's really fun. It is on our Anchored Scents page. And so what it is it's actually like a little step-by-step drawing, and they're going to draw Mickey Mouse, but they don't know they're going to. And at the end, they have to guess, and at the beginning it tells you what to say on the sheet of paper. But at the end, they have to guess where we're going on our next incentive trip. And then after that, they will, the hostess will pick a winner. Now, this is going to change seasonally, so I'll change to a new recruiting game whenever spring hits. and I'll see what recruiting game I'm going to do then. But this is the recruiting game I'm going to do now. I do a booking game, which is the booking beads. I do a recruiting game. Okay, so in the recruiting game, it's not really like I'm recruiting, but I'm telling them about the opportunity, because I tell them after the Mickey game and after the prize is given how amazing financially Scentsy is, how much the startup kit is. I tell them a little bit about that after this. So, and I tell them if they have any questions to let me know about joining and that kind of thing. So next, right after that, I pick about 5 to 7 things out of the catalog that I want to talk about. So this is where I go into my presentation. You guys got about 10 minutes of somebody's attention span, and then they're off in La La Land or their checklist of what they got to do. So you want to make sure when you hit them with this Scentsy stuff that it is the best things that you absolutely love and that you're passionate about. So I pick 5 to 7 things that I love. I don't like those boring catalog walks where you're flipping through. I do have them get the catalog out, though, because a few things in there I like to show them. I like to show them the host and join incentives. I like to show them the combine and save incentives, and I like to show them the pull-out page in the middle so they can see the different kinds of warmers. It's very important that they understand, hey, when you're picking out these packages, guys, know that when it says deluxe warmer, this is what it means. That's, you know, all the deluxe warmers. Those are the elements. Those are the premiums. Those are the lampshades. That way that they understand that. And then I tell them if I don't go over something to please let me know. I'm more than happy if there's something I don't go over that they want more info on to ask me about it. And then, so things I always go over though, I always go over diffusers, warmers and wax, combine and saves, current specials that we're having with Scentsy, and then host and join incentives. I always go over those things, and then I may add a few other items to the list. Now, also, I'll explain the handout, so I'll explain what's in their clipboard. I tell them that I want them to write on their wish list what they want. I don't want them to write on their order form what they want. I want them to write on their wish list. So, after I do my little Scentsy spiel, go over everything, I tell them that I only want them to fill out the top highlighted part. Very important that they fill that out right so we can get them in our database and get them on our newsletter. But I tell them that because I want to get them the best deal. I want to check out with them one-on-one, and I want to upsell. So I want to make sure it's written correctly. I want to make sure I can upsell and do some combine and saves, make it cheaper for them as well so they get a deal. And I also want to make sure that they're not trying to dig and find a bunch of product codes. I want to make it very easy for them. So I want them to, that's the purpose of the wish list. I do explain the catalog, how it has, like I was saying, two-sided. So one side has the fragrance, and the other side is going to have the diffusers and the warmers. And then after that, after the handouts, and I go over the warmer of the month, scent of the month, and at this time, when I'm going over, by the way, my 5 to 7 favorite things, I'm touching the warmers on my table. I'm picking up the buddy. I'm showing them how to change their wax. I'm, you know, having the host stick her finger in the warmer so she can see that the wax doesn't burn her. I'm passing a bar around so they can feel the wax. I also pass a knockoff bar around from like Dollar Tree or Walmart so they can feel and smell the difference of that as opposed to our wax. And it's a really good eye-opener for them. So as I'm going over my things, just know that you want to, it's all about, you know, really just connecting them with the products, getting them to touch it, enlivening the senses, getting them to really see what Scentsy is. So when I do go over those 5 to 7 things, I make sure that I really, like, am showing them, they're looking, they're touching, they're feeling. Now, order forms, I already went over that. I don't have them fill them out. I tell them, hey, you come to me, and as soon as you're ready, I will help you. And so when they're ready to come to me, at this time, too, whenever we're checking out, every person is one-on-one. You're doing it one-on-one because especially if they have those beads on their neck, you have your calendar right there with your calculator. You're booking their party. You're seeing what party fits best for their lifestyle so they can get the most free and half off because it's all about them, right? Not about us. It's always about the host. And also, you're kind of upselling. You know, if you see someone's getting a warmer and 3 bars, tell them they can get a companion system with that plug-in half off, and they can get a plug-in half off if they add it. So do those things for them because it upsells it for you, but at the same time, you're getting a deal for the customer, and they appreciate that. They also appreciate the fact that they don't have to fill out an order form and not know what the heck they're doing, right? Also, you want to make sure, too, those prospects that you had that are going to be those new Scentsy consultants, that you're remembering who they are when they check out with you. So those are going to be your people that you can really remember when you follow up. So you could write like a little star on their sheet. I always write like little things at the back of their order form, like things about them so I can remember if they're new, those kind of things. And that way when I follow up, I know what to say next. Because sometimes you got to build that relationship before you're ready to book that party. It's not always, hey, will you book a party? But you're starting to build that relationship. But if they want to book a party and they have those beads on, heck yeah, you book that thing. And then you end the party. So you're saying bye to everyone. Very important that you say bye. You thank them for coming. You tell them. And another thing, by the way, before they leave, they find me on Facebook. And I give them a business card because I want them to have my business card on hand. You can also, if you decide to do like little business bags for them to take, you can give them that as well. But you want them to immediately stay connected with you on Facebook if you have it. You want them to have your cell phone number, so on your business card. And I'll tell them, I'll say, go ahead and text me as soon as you get in the car so I have your number. Just text me your first and last name and say Jessica's Scentsy Party so I know to save you. And that way if you need anything, like you have my number. But that way too, whenever you're going to follow up with them, they're already comfortable with you. So you want to make sure that you're engaging the entire party up until the end. You want to seal that deal with them. Now, so that's pretty much it. So in conclusion, home parties are going to be always all about connection, engagement, and future bookings. You're always looking at that future booking. A lot of people do not like home parties. I used to be one of them. Hated them. Mostly because I had a terrible experience, right? And home parties I had been to weren't really very good in the past, like for other companies and stuff. So I never really just had a drive to do one. And I'll never forget at convention in 2013, Orville stood up there on that stage and he said, you have got to do home parties. You've got to do them. And I was like, oh my goodness, he's speaking right through me because I do not like home parties. And so from then on out, I really got out of my comfort zone and started doing them. And I'll tell you, that is where you get your recruits. That is where you get the most bookings. That is where you get your loyal customers, not your scent hoppers who go to him, her, and everybody else around the block. But you get your loyal customers at home parties because they connect with you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys are really excited now, maybe a little less nervous, ready to rock your home parties and grow your business. All right, until next time, see ya.